Hello. Today we're going to make a scalloped ruler so we can make borders. Okay. How do you spell scallop? S-C-A-L-L-O-P-E-D. Close enough. Okay. So what I've done is I had a bunch of these cut out already. I've got 2 left after this, and I've got an idea for 2 more. So what I've done here is just laid it here, and I marked it every inch. Okay, so there's little tick marks, and then I came in 1/2 inch and just drew a line all the way down. I cut out a 1-inch circle. So now what I want to do is I want to go in and I want to lay this down, and I want to actually find the middle of this. But anyways, I want to lay this in the middle of each square here, 1-inch square, and then trace around it. So what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and I need to mark these all at 1 inch on the other side too, because I want to make the scallop so that it's even. So I'm just going to mark it at 1 inch all the way down again. Okay, so then we can go ahead and use the ruler, and I want to draw a line just down to that 1/2 inch mark. Because that's the part that I'm going to be cutting away. And then this way, because they're 1-inch markings, I can lay this 1-inch circle right in the center and make it even, an even scallop border. And I think that'll be a big help. One more and we are done with this. Perfect. Okay. There. So now I can take my 1-inch circle and I can go ahead and I can draw around it. Start making, so I'm just going to line it up from this mark to this mark and push this up in there until it meets up to that point. So it does go all the way up to the edge. All right, so then I'm just going to go ahead and trace around that, just like that. So now I know I can just put it in between these two and butt it up against the edge, and then go ahead and draw around it. And I'm doing this on really thick cardboard, packaging board, I should say. And these type of rulers that we've been making, they're really good for your scrapbooks, your cards, and your journals. And I use them a lot for my trading cards, because that's one of my favorite things to make is trading cards, because I can make them into cards. Because I am an avid card maker, as you know from my channel. Alrighty, there. So now we have a scalloped border. So now all we have to do is cut it out, and we will have a scalloped ruler that we can use. Alrighty, and the best way I found to do this is just go ahead and snip right into the center there. And I'm just going to do that all the way down. Alrighty. We can go ahead and cut this one off. Alright, and then I just do one side and then I'll go back and do the other side. So I'm just going to start at the top here and just cut it like that. Start at the top and then go ahead and round it off while I'm cutting. And if you just take your time, it'll come out just fine. So this is definitely something you can use your white scraps for. Just making a scalloped ruler. And then we'll have it to play with. And because it is just out of paper, thicker paper, but still paper, it will get worn after a while, but you can always trace it and make another one. Or you can also trace it onto a piece of acetate, and then it won't get all cattywampy on you. Alrighty, so those are all done going that way. So now let's go ahead and go the other way. But they do last quite a while, even with making it out of a piece of cardboard. And if I see that I am using it quite often, that it is starting to wear, then I will go ahead and trace it onto acetate. That way I'll just have a really good one. But for me, I don't know about you, but because I'm not going to buy acetate to do this, if I find it in packaging, then I'll use it. So I'm limited on it. So I'm careful with when I'm going to use it. So I'll use this until it starts getting worn. And if it becomes a favorite, then I'll cut it out of acetate for myself. Alrighty, very good. Then turn it over, and then you can see if there's any little, so see right here, there's a little sharp tip there. We want to snip those off. We want to get rid of any sharp little tips. Just very little teeny snip there. Alrighty, so now, ta-da, we have a scalloped ruler. Is that cool or what? How fun. Now all these little doodads here we could throw in the garbage. Alrighty, and now we have a ruler that we can play with. So any paper strips that we have, I've got a stack of strips here, then we can take it now and we can trace right on. We can lay this down and line them up. And I just line it right up against this edge. And then we can trace it and cut it out. Pretty cool, huh? And then we'll have a little scalloped border for on a card or something. If you have longer pieces, you can cut them in 12-inch pieces. Or you can do 6 inches and 6 inches and put them together. Alrighty, so that's how you make a scalloped ruler. Isn't that cool? Using your white cardstock. So I hope you like this idea and you'll give it a try. And I will be using this in a future video to make something out of it. Alrighty, so I hope you do like this idea and you'll give it a try. And until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.